There is a problem here which we need to face. And unless we resolve these issues, unless we look at them as the way they are, I mean, I think we'll have a problem. And look, I am not saying this from without. Other people have also spoken about this issue of human rights. We have the churches, for example. The churches have been talking about the democratic space shrinking in Zambia. The churches have been talking about human rights abuse in Zambia. The churches have been talking about media freedoms in Zambia. They have been talking about these issues. They have also been complaining, of course, the high cost of living. The high cost of living for many Zambians. These are issues that you cannot run away from. You can't run away from these issues. They are just there. The churches have done that. Remember, even the last pastoral letter, which was written by the Catholic bishops, they pointed out these issues. Are you telling me these people are also political? Are you telling me the collective voice of our bishops in Zambia are political? They are not being fair to the UPND government? No, guys, no. The church mother bodies, they have also spoken out. I do remember very well. I mean, bishop now is now bishop. This Anglican bishop, what is now? The name has gone. But anyway, the church mother bodies have also been talking about this. We have also other institutions, other civil societies talking about these issues in government, including corruption, by the way, including corruption. They have been expressing concern on these issues. So it's not just Chilufya Tayali talking about this. It is not just people getting excited because the UN rapporteur is in the country. No. These are things that we have been talking about even before. We have also a report that was done by US, I don't know which wing, but there was a report by the US government which cited a number of issues. But to all this, the UPND have been there to defend themselves. And their supporters have been there, to stand with them to say everything is okay. But no, these people would not be talking about these issues if at all everything was okay. Everything is okay. They wouldn't be doing that. They have been talking about these issues because they are there. And some people, like yesterday, no, can you cite examples? Look, I'm one of the examples. I am one of the examples. I can speak from experience myself. I can speak from experience myself. I have been abused. My family has been abused. My family is scattered as a result of human rights abuse by the UPND. Now you will say, no, can you, I know some of you like to point out, hey, what about this? What about this? Clearly, there is nothing that I've done wrong in my country deserving me to be treated the way I was treated. First of all, when a person is arrested, there is a procedure in which a person is supposed to be arrested, a citizen is supposed to be arrested. There is a procedure. The police have to do their investigation. Somebody has to complain, and when somebody complains, the police have to do their investigations. The police have to call you, summon you, ask you, interrogate you on the issue, administer a warning and caution on you, and later on arrest you. And after arresting you, like the president has been saying, if a case is bondable, I mean, you should be given bond. But in my case, I have been arrested since the UPND came into power. Since the UPND came into power, I have been arrested 12 times. Since the UPND came into power, within the period of 2 years, I have been arrested 12 times. I know you would want to refer to the PF. Yes, I am proud that myself, I was talking even when the PF was there. And when the PF, they were there, I mean, I was only arrested 3 times during the time of a PF. But by UPND, when you came into power, you have arrested me 12 times. 12 times by UPND. 12 times. And of those 12 times, most of them have been brutal. Coming to my house, jumping over the wall fence, compromising the perimeter of my house, breaking into my house, and grabbing me like a dangerous criminal before my family, before my children. This you have done. And you can't defend that. You can't defend that. But though you have been trying to defend that, and you say, no, it's your mouth. Hey, you call that upon yourself. How did I call that upon myself? All I do is come here on social media and express issues relating to citizens, the plight of the people, like the plight of Joel Mondoka and the other ZNBC workers who are still working on casual basis. This is all I do. I bring out the plight of the people. You can talk about all the cases that they have arrested me for are cases where I spoke for people. Right now, you are talking about, no, Chilufya Tayali is facing, what is this? He's facing life imprisonment. He incited mutiny. He incited soldiers to rise against the government. Bring the video, show the video where I incited the video. I incited the soldiers. I spoke for the plight of the military people. That's all I did. Military people went for 3 months without pay. For 3 months, they went without pay. For 3 months, they went without pay. And of course, they can't talk. They can't talk. The military can't talk. But by the fact that they can't talk, does it mean that they were okay going 3 months without being paid? No. Was it right that they were going 3 months without salaries? No. I had to speak about it. I spoke about it, and immediately, government responded by giving an excuse and promising them to be paid. I think I spoke about it on a Friday. On Saturday, they told them, no, you'll be paid on Tuesday. And the document that we talk about, they Tayali circulated whatever confidential document. There was no confidential document. That circular, which was written, it was a public circular. There was nothing like it was not confidential, whatever, no. It was a circular to tell the military people that they will be paid on Tuesday. And of course, they had complained. They were anxious. They were waiting for their money. And I acted in good faith to let them know that, yeah, you will be paid. That is the document that they talk about to say he circulated a confidential document. No, it wasn't confidential. It wasn't confidential. Though in court, they went and stamped it confidential. If you have a fee, it was not confidential. It was just a document. It was just a circular within the military to say they will be paid on Tuesday. And of course, because I had spoken about it, I put it on social media so that they can know that they will be paid on Tuesday. But me talking about that, pay soldiers, and informing them that they will be paid on Tuesday, is that what you can consider to say I incited mutiny? President Hakainde Hichilema promised the military people to say, when I come into power, I'll be paying you 100% of the allowances that you get from the UN when you go out of the country for foreign missions. I'll be paying you 100%, because before they were getting 50%. So Hakainde Hichilema promised them that I'll be paying you 100%. I spoke about that. I reminded President Hakainde Hichilema, you promised these people that you'll be paying them 100%. but you are still not paying them. And now, they have actually started paying them after I spoke about it. Is that inciting mutiny? Is that an offense that I should be charged, of mutiny, which is carrying a life imprisonment? Should I go to prison for life for telling government, for reminding government to say you haven't paid the military people? For me to remind them that, look, you promised them 100%. Why are you not paying them 100%? Is that inciting mutiny? And the way I was treated when I was arrested, I stayed Muma cells 8 days. I stayed Muma cells 8 days for this very case. Is that Vanevas Mumba? Is that respecting human rights? Is that respecting human rights? One time I was arrested. Soldiers come into my yard with masks. I mean, definitely, I cannot think of anything but the worst. Because who comes and jumps the wall fence, compromises the electric wire, and get into your house masked with guns? I say, these people must have came for my life. And you accuse me of sedition. You accuse me of sedition. I was taken to Lukulu, 700 kilometers away from Lusaka, in the bush, driven in the night. Isn't that human rights abuse? I was coming from South Africa. I was again waylaid in Livingstone. Livingstone was condoned. Police infested Livingstone looking for me when I was coming from South Africa with a car. They drove me from Livingstone like a criminal, brought me into Lusaka, and detained me at the Chilufya police station. I stayed, during that time I stayed about 10 days. And through that, they accused me of having assaulted the police officer. And later on, even convicted me for this. So, I can walk through these issues myself. I've gone through them. I've gone through them with evidence. With evidence. Because I'm a person that documents everything. I document everything. This is why I left the country. And this is why I am here as a free person, though as a refugee. This is why I'm here as a refugee. Because some of you have been trying to say, no, he's a refugee, he's a fugitive. I'm not a fugitive. I'm a person who ran out of my country because of human rights violation. Because my life was threatened. That is why I left my country. And that is why I am here still talking to you. Because other people have walked through my cases and they have seen that really I am not a criminal. And certainly I am not. I have not committed any crime in my country. But I've been treated like a criminal. I've been treated like a rebel. I've been abused. My rights have been taken away. Right now, my family is scattered because of the UPND government. Because of the UPND government. UPND government, they don't want to hear any negativity. Anything negative they don't want. Anything negative they don't want. You are targeted. Once you criticize the UPND government, you become a target. How many of those opposition leaders who speak, who are not in court? All those opposition leaders that you know, because they project their voices. They have court cases. Tell me one politician who really speaks out and he doesn't have a case. Who matter? Those politicians who matter, because there are some politicians, we are also, even as politicians, we have got classes. There are some politicians, even if they talk, nobody pays attention. But those who attract attention, meanwhile, was just released. Binwa was just released. Nakachinda, I mean, look, for example, the issue of Nakachinda. How many times has Nakachinda been arrested? How many times? Look at Wamumbipiri. Today we are talking about Wamumbipiri. What crime did she commit for her to be charged with, a capital offense of, aggravated robbery? And this is the second time that Mumbipiri is being charged with a case that is not bailable. She spent, I think, almost 14 months, I don't know if it's 14 months, in prison over a charge that really she shouldn't have been charged with. How can you charge a woman of murder, two people of murder? How? In an electoral violence incident. But she was there, and again they put her in. There are so many people that have been arrested, so many that have been arrested in the opposition. And the way they have been treated, they have not been treated well. Look at the issue of JJ, for example. Look at the issue of JJ. JJ was abducted. When JJ, after putting pressure, because really, we would have been talking about something else on the issue of JJ. But when JJ came out, instead of allowing JJ, to go to report the matter and the matter being investigated, JJ was put in the cells and charged with another case which is not bailable, aggravated robbery. A person from abduction to go to an issue of aggravated robbery, which was done so many years ago, and it was adjudicated upon, and fines were paid. And now, they bring it up. There are many issues. There are many issues. There are many issues, really. And somebody was saying, no, but Mumbipiri, even Mwaliteta, it happened to Mwaliteta. I agree, it happened to Mwaliteta. And I'm glad myself that even at that time when PF was in power, when Mwaliteta was arrested, I spoke against it. I spoke against it. Mwaliteta was arrested. Mr. Siandenge managed to obsquatulate, and I spoke for them. I spoke for them. I spoke against that. I spoke against that. Because I didn't, even then when PF was in power, I didn't accept human rights abuse. I didn't. So yes, it was wrong at that time. But because it was wrong for Mwaliteta to be arrested at that time during the time of PF, then it should be right that Mumbipiri should also be arrested. Is that good reasoning? Is that the way we should think? Because Mwaliteta was arrested, even Mumbipiri should be arrested. No, that is not right thinking. That is not right thinking. Two wrongs do not make a right. The wrongs of the PF do not justify the wrongs of the UPND. Otherwise, we are talking about retribution. It is not right. And at least for me, in all these things, you can say whatever you want, but I've stood for what I believe. I've stood for what I know to say this is not right. I've stood for that. Whether it is in PF, whether it is in UPND, I have stood against wrong things. And you don't understand that. You say, no, you don't have a side. You don't have a side. I don't have a side indeed. My side is the truth. My side is justice. My side is fairness. My side is compassion. That is my side. I don't side with anyone. I don't side with a political party. I have my own political party. The point is, I've tried to point at some of these issues. And when you say, no, this is happening, but what about PF and whatever? No, he committed a crime. He committed a crime. Because yes, you like, no, he committed. Why me? No, why me? He look at the way he insults. I don't want to say something there because the case is in court. But really, the point is that if Waimi is going to be arrested for insulting, why are you letting Chiwokolo? Why are you letting Chiwokolo continue insulting? Why are you letting Chiwokolo? Because Chiwokolo is supporting UPND. If you are arresting people for, exposing their private parts, or for producing videos of, pornography material, what about Chela Tukuta? What about Chela Tukuta? What about Chela Tukuta? So you are also not being fair. You are also not being fair. To others, you are saying, no, he has committed a crime. He has committed a crime. But to those that are supporting UPND, you are not. That is not good. That is not fair. That is not fair. And then others, some of you like to say, no, hey, you come back. Come and face the court. Go and exonerate yourself in court. I mean, cases that involves government, we know we may not be able to bring out evidence here to say this one, but we know that our courts are under pressure. We have judges, some of the judges that are at the bar at the moment, they are proper cadres. Proper cadres. Some of these cases that are being overturned, they are being turned out of government pressure, even including this eligibility case that you have been talking about. The eligibility case. How is it that a court of finality makes a judgment and, some years later, you turn it, you flip it? So, even when we talk about our courts, it's very difficult for politicians like me. I didn't commit assault. But here I am, and there is no evidence for that matter. There is no evidence. When you look at the medical report, this is a time of technology. If I had hit a police officer and she was swollen, you would have seen pictures. There are no pictures. There is no medical report. Only, a testimony of a fellow police officer to say, I saw her swollen. Nobody else but a police officer who is ordered to go and testify. What do you expect of a police officer who is ordered to go and testify? What do you think she's going to say? And this is the only evidence that is on the record to say this police officer, her friend, saw her swollen. And I'm convicted. So talk about justice. Talk about, the courts being there for us. Talk about that. It is difficult for people like me and the other politicians to go before the court and exonerate themselves. We are being convicted of things that we have not done. This is why some of us, we decided to just leave the country. Because there is no justice. There is no justice. Anyway, I have given my side. I've run through that. Look, whilst the UPND is so defensive about this, we have other people that have spoken, including the church, including NGOs, as well as I think the United Nations report. There was a report that was done, and the bishops have also spoken. So we have. It's not only coming from interested parties like myself, because I'm a politician. No, we have also independent people that have cited some of these issues that we are talking about. And some of us, we are talking about these issues not from without. We are talking from experience. We have lived it. We have experienced the human rights. I have been beaten. I've been taken in distant places. And I'm not the only one. I mean, even this Waimi we are talking about. Waimi stays in Lusaka, but he's in Livingstone right now as we speak. He's in Livingstone. Mumbipiri, she's from Lusaka. She was taken to Kawambo. Yes, I do understand the issue of to say where the case happened and whatever. But really, at the end of the day, it is all about abusing the rights of citizens. And this is a reality, no matter how many people try to defend it, including those who are around the president, those who are friends to the UPND. The reality is just there. And worse off, it is difficult even when you go to court, because our courts are full of cadres. We have a lot of judges cadres, not all of them, but we have a number of cadre judges, and some of them are just scared. They are scared because they have instilled fear in the judiciary. Look at how many judges Hakainde Hichilema has fired. I think he has fired about 7 judges. 7 judges since he came. Of those, we have 3 senior judges from the Constitutional Court. He just fired them just like that, as if they don't even have the security of tenure. He fired them. So a number of judges are scared. They are scared. Before a politician, you know, they are thinking, I mean, what should I do here? If I acquit this person, tomorrow I might be fired. So even our courts, it is difficult for us. So that is our situation. But I'm going to open phone lines so that, I mean, you, the citizens, also can be able to express yourselves. And you just never know. You never know who might be listening. You don't know who might be listening. My phone calls are not controlled. I pick any phone call that comes. They are random. So whoever wants to call, including the UPND, if you want to come and defend your government, you can call in and defend your government. But really, my brothers and sisters, let us face the reality. We have issues in Zambia which we need to address. You know, burying our heads in the sand will not help us. We will not develop if we continue abusing each other. We will not develop if we continue, you know, fighting amongst ourselves. By the fact that you are in power, it doesn't mean that you have got the right to abuse some of us who are in the opposition. Because tomorrow I will be in power. I mean, then I should also start wasting my time following you. I mean, that is not right. We will never develop. The UPND is busy, you know, following its opposition. They are busy in court instead of addressing economic issues. We still have a lot of economic issues that needs to be addressed. Zambia at the moment is in problems economically. But the UPND is just busy following its opponents. They are more in court than in meetings discussing national matters, things that will develop the country. So you can participate by calling that number on WhatsApp. Hello?
Hello, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening, Bamkosa.
How are you today?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
I also want to add a voice on the issue of human rights in our country. You know, when you talk about human rights, the issue of human rights is very complex. Because most of the people that are commenting on human rights, they are just looking at what has happened to them. They don't want to look to the other side of the coin. Because what we need to remember again is that where your rights ends, that's where somebody's rights starts. That's what we need to know. So when other people are saying we are being abused because we are being arrested, what about the crimes that they are committing? What about the people that they are committing those crimes to? I can give you an example, Chilufya Tayali. One of the SG of PF, because there are a number of them, told the world that President Exile has been meeting judges, has been having dark corners with the judges. The man was arrested, was taken to court. He didn't manage to prove his allegation, and he was convicted. Is that human abuse? The answer is no. So when we are talking about these abuse, human rights abuse, let us look at it from all the angles. Remember, the coin has got two sides. So we need to look at this issue from both angles. What about those crimes that are being arrested, committed by some citizens? What is the law says about those same crimes? What is the crime of someone who goes to search kunyumba kwa mwine wake or office kwa mwine wake without a searching warrant? What does the law say? So we need to be careful, because if we are not careful, we will find that tikamba vintu kasi sokoneza teka kapena zafuonesa chemungati our country ilimuma problems kupambana na countries yena mwete zimamuli bema human rights, when we are far much better. Or what this government is trying to do is to govern this country using the laws that we have set ourselves. Okay? But if we just want to look at who is my friend, which political party am I belonging, we don't want to look at what the law says. I'm telling you, we mislead ourselves as a nation. I think this is what I wanted to add on, comrade.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mkosa. Hello?
Hello, Chilufya.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm okay, sir. Thank you.
You know what?
Hello?
Chilufya,
Yes, sir.
you are spending so much energy. So
Unfortunately, I'm not able to hear you clearly. I don't know what's the issue there.
let me try this. Okay, can you hear me now?
Better, yes.
It's okay?
Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. What I was saying, Chilufya, you know what? You are spending so much energy explaining to these dunderheads. They never listen to you. They never listen. You know what I could advise you. Everything you are saying, Chilufya, is very true. Now, don't call for Edgar Lungu's retirement. What Edgar Lungu should do is to do a karma magic, okay? Mess up the guy. You are not standing, but you mess him up. You know what I mean?
So I think, sorry, sir. I think listen. For the purpose of tonight, I think let's focus on what we are discussing, the issue of human rights. Let us not drag in the politics.
Right.
I think, please, let's try to talk about human rights.
Right. I get you. Let me tell you something, Chilufya. About human rights, there is no argument. Anybody who says the space for human rights has not shrunk is not being honest. It's not being honest. You guys have been detained. How many people have been detained without taking you to court or anything like that? How many people have been detained on this so-called proceeds of crime, and they don't tell you which crime you have committed? Let's for example, let's take Tasila Lungu. They are accusing her of obtaining property, okay? But which crime has she committed? Nobody is saying that. Did she break into any bank? No. Proceeds of crime. Which crime? Tell us which crime. So the human rights, Chilufya, which you are talking about, we have a terrible record right now. The UN lady who has come will discover a lot of problems we have. We have a lot of human rights abuses. You can't even list them down.
Wind up, please, so that I can allow other people to come in.
No, I end there, Chilufya. I bless you, young man. You are doing a good job.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. So, yeah, I mean, for me, people express themselves, they say what they think. That is what this platform is all about. Hello? Hello? Hello?
My brother, good evening, my brother. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, thank you. Mine, very short contribution. First of all, I want to talk about the previous caller that called, not this one, but the other one at Mukosa or something. That one, he doesn't know what he's talking about. For the simple fact that the crimes have got nothing to do with infringing on people's human rights. Whichever person creates a crime, if you arrest them and charge them, if the charge is bondable or bailable, give them. If you don't give them, then you're infringing on their rights. It's as simple as that. If somebody commits a crime in Lusaka, charge them and incarcerate them in Lusaka. If you want to transport them to another place, that is also infringing on their rights. And then in recent past, I've heard each time people talk about human rights violation, others want to defend it and say, no, but things were much worse in the PF administration. What was wrong in the PF administration cannot be right in the UPND administration. If it was wrong then it must be wrong now. That is why people voted PF out. I think that's my contribution, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So basically, I think what this caller was saying is that we are not saying don't arrest people who commit crime. But even when you arrest them, treat them within the confines of the law. Don't abuse their rights. I think that is what this scholar was trying to say. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Tayo.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, this is a very good topic.
Thank you.
If you can bring such topics, I'm sure we'd appreciate.
Thank you. We will try.
My only request is, like what the previous caller said, don't call for Edgar Lungu's retirement. People will lose faith in you.
Now,
bring such topics like this.
Please, let's leave the issue of Valungu this side, because I don't want to get into those discussions. You have said it's a good topic, so let's discuss the topic. Let's not bring in the issue of Valungu.
Yeah, okay. I'm just recommending, otherwise that's the only issue.
Okay, no, thank you very much.
The only issue maybe is you injured a lot of people by calling Edgar Lungu.
I'm not discussing the Edgar Lungu issue. I'm not. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening, Manchilo.
Good evening, good evening.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay. I'm calling from Solois. Yeah, I just want to contribute. I think the problem with us Zambians, we are too hypocritical. You know, quite all right. We have witnessed so many arrests in this administration. But the good thing is they are justifiable. You know, someone commits a crime, is arrested, they cry foul to say it's persecution, which should not be the case. The thing that we should look at is, did someone commit a crime? If yes, then is the government to blame or is a person that is to be blamed? So, what we should know is, yes, we have rights, but what we should know is where your rights ends, that's where somebody's right starts from. So let us not try to cry to say, no, there are human rights abuses in this administration, but let's first check ourselves. Why are we committing crime? And you don't expect the police to let you free when you commit a crime. So let's just be honest to ourselves to say, crime is crime, no matter what, someone must face the law at the end of the day. And thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the call. I think the also issue which is which we need to look at. You know, this scholar says they are justifiable, but you know there are some instances like in my case, because I'm one of those people that have faced you know, these arrests where I believe that I did not commit a crime. All I did is speak about something that was not right in my country, and yet I was arrested. So to those that are saying, no, they are justifiable, yeah, some are justifiable indeed. And like the other caller said, we are not against people being arrested for committing crime. I mean, we are not being anarchical, no. We don't want people to get away with wrong things, no. And even earlier on in the program, I did speak about that to say, when people are wrong, I mean, they must be treated accordingly. But like the other caller has also said, is that being arrested, there is a way that people must be arrested. It must be within the law. By the fact that somebody has committed a crime, it doesn't give the police the absolute power to treat this person whichever way they want, such as detaining this person longer than necessary, such as taking this person away from where he or she resides, you know, or where the crime was committed. So these are some of the things that we are talking about. So we are not against arresting people that break the law. We are not against that. But we are saying that as the police do that, can they do it within the confines of the law? Can they do that? And a good example that we have a good example of Vamumbi Piri, where even the DPP wrote a letter to say there is no evidence, but the police were kept on holding on to her. That is not right. Hello?
Hello, my president.
Bwino mulibwanji.
Bwino mukamba na walungu kunoku.
Hello?
Ndi mukamba na walungu kunoku Zambia.
Okay, walungu tieni kambani.
Ikambepo pankani ya gatena kawe ibwe. Kwa inaweza kama kupankani hata wewe gadiwinda anakwa. Binwe mnaila zuru waku ngazi eti. Anapwezera nkani amenena Southern Province, member wa UPND amene anakamba mau yamene yanakambiwa bikulu naira zulu anakwera kuendera mau kutoka kulu anakamba ku wa Southern Province party uyu MP wa kulu ndani anapatiwa mulandi but wa Southern Province anapatiwa mulandi so kutabaka wezitibwe ngekamekali bwino kumanda wanga mange kulandi ngangalepo kutabaka wezitibwe kali bwino so kufunika bayanganepo abamene banakola ba UPND bakule bayanganepo paka wezitibwe nakamangwe monga for example amayi bana mangiwa uku akuti file naso wakukasama babangiwa matezi ya mbili alipe soyeti kulipe kongona wakunokula so kaweni kwe kamangi kwe deka besi kulema zikomo kwa bili bayanganepo wa UN
Zikomo. So basically this man is talking about I think the partiality in application of the law. And he has cited a member of parliament for Lumezi, Munia Zulu. He says, though he has not given the specific statement that Munia Zulu said, but he has said Munia Zulu issued a statement which another member of parliament from Southern Province had issued. Okay, or he had repeated what a member of parliament from Southern Province said, and Munia Zulu repeated it. Though he hasn't given the specific statement, I wish he had given, but anyway, he hasn't given. But he's saying that Munia Zulu was arrested, but this guy from Southern Province was not arrested. And I agree with him, though I don't have the specific on this one, but I can relate to other issues where, you know, somebody will say something and you will not be arrested. A good example is the insulting language of Chibokolo versus that why me guy. Why me guy, yes, he insults on social media and he is in prison as we speak. Chibokolo is insulting as we speak. He's still free. We also have, you know, people that have produced pornographic material and circulated them. They have been arrested. But we have a guy called Chela Tukuta whose pornographic material is still there. We also have, by the way, you don't know, you may not know, we also have a former diplomat whose, pornographic material are in public domain. We thank President Hakainde Hichilema that he fired her, but I don't know, maybe it is the issue of jurisdiction because, but nonetheless, we have those pornographic material right here in our country. We also have, what is this? Some youths threatening violence, you know, on camera, threatening violence on camera, and they have not been arrested. But if it was on this other side, they would have easily been arrested. So this is what this scholar is talking about, and these are some of the issues that we are talking about. I've also seen Anthony Mumba is saying, how would have Mumbipiri been treated, you know, after trespassing, whatever. Look, the issue is that Mumbipiri definitely did not commit aggravated robbery. That is for sure. She didn't do that. And afterwards, the DPP did write a letter to say there is no evidence to show that this person committed aggravated robbery. And this person surely should have been released after staying in Muma cells for, you know, 2 weeks. She was there for 2 weeks, you know. She should have been released, but she was not released. She was not released. Why? First of all, the charge was wrong. And even when the DPP issues an opinion, I mean, they continue holding on to this person. So what we are complaining, my brother, is how we should have been, how were they supposed to treat Mumbipiri? The first thing is that the crime that they gave her, clearly, we all know that she did not commit aggravated robbery. And then secondly, when the DPP gave his opinion, the police should have released her, or maybe charged her with another offense, but they kept on holding on to her. So those are the issues that we are talking. And like I've been saying, I don't want to, I just want to offer checks and balances in a way that, we can understand each other. We can build our country. I am not here to incite the international community to impose sanctions on Zambia. I don't think that is right. I don't think that is right. And I think we should refrain. We should be very careful, even as we, call for other people to come in. We should be careful that we do not incite the international community to sanction Zambia, because once that happens, we will suffer more. Even ourselves who are complaining, we will also suffer. Sanctions are not good. Sanctions have destroyed countries. Look at Zimbabwe. Look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was not destroyed because of bad leadership. It was destroyed because of sanctions. So as much as, yes, we want to bring out some of these issues, we should mind that we are the ones who are supposed to sort out our issues, than calling for other people to come in, because the measures that might be taken might affect everyone, and it might be bad. If it had done that, no shalimo akabamo. I think we have done justice to these issues. Allow me to rest at this point in time. As you know, where I am, there is a huge time difference between Zambia and Malaysia. So I'm feeling tired. Allow me to rest. I know phone calls are coming, but allow me to rest. It has been a long day. Let me sleep. Thank you very much for those of you that have participated. Thank you very much for those of you that have been following the program. May God bless you. May God bless Zambia. Good night.